coming off what I believe to be an amazing Royal Rumble, an unexpected, amazing Royal Rumble, we get equally a really good Raw. A Raw that what I've been complaining about over the past couple of weeks is that it's not the matches, it's the rate of the matches, the work rate. I think the wrestling world, including the WWE, the influence of NXT, that there's it's one thing, it's still sports entertainment, but it can be too much wrestling. It can be too much wrestling. But if there is going to be wrestling, you may as well turn up the work rate. And that's what this was. This show, the product of lazy booking, but nevertheless, we got a lot of wrestling, got a lot of good wrestling. We got more good wrestling than bad wrestling. I say that. Hello, boys and girls. You're now watching Peter's Raw Recap. And yes, again, this is a post day after Rumble Raw and day after Rumble Raw recap. I actually recorded myself watching the Rumble, and I had issues with sync. That's why my reactions aren't up today. So I'm going to go back at it tomorrow and just snip it down to just, the AJ appearance and Triple H. R-Truth, maybe. Or actually, R-Truth. And Brock Lesnar and Triple H. So hopefully, I had that all condensed into one video. So if you don't mind, that's what's going to happen. Let's go and get into this Raw. There was no New Day podcast today. I didn't do a review of the Royal Rumble. Not tomorrow, but Wednesday, me and Jake, man, we're going to go over our predictions, see who won, discuss the Royal Rumble, discuss tonight's Raw, and that's the Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling podcast. I think that'll be episode 76 or some shit like that. So, nevertheless, let's get into this action-packed Raw. And it's in Miami. It's in Miami. Miami's a good city for Raw. It always is. They always have the entertainers come out and give that city a good show. The McMahons come out. They're talking shit about what happened last night. Obviously, they're talking about basically they're the 1%. And everyone else is miserable. I love seeing people miserable. And there's nothing more I like seeing. No one I like seeing more miserable than Roman Reigns, a broken man. He's broken, and just like y'all are broken, and we're rich and we're the McMahons, awesome, we win, we're the authority. And there's a point where Stephanie McMahon is, you gotta love it when they try to stick it to the IWC or people like me or other podcasters, vloggers about the WWE and, how we see the product. My whole thing was this. They stacked the odds. Yes, Roman Reigns is going to win. So, and that was something that she actually called out. Really? You really felt the need to do that, huh? Triple H has done that before. I guess, you hang around enough fucking indie wrestlers, and then you end up hearing about a lot of new wrestling talk and discussion and opinions, and then you're just gonna sort of use that as a means to play heel, insider heel, because it's one thing to talk about the fans when you're talking about calling out how the Royal Rumble was going to end, and you're seriously going down the list of what us marks are talking about. Yeah, you're an insider heel. You're not healing out to the crowd. You're healing out to us, the people with the microphones, the people with the podcast, the people on Stitcher Radio. So I I'm not gonna say I felt some kind of way, but when she started going down that list and she went to yeah, because we stacked the odds, I was like, fuck you, bitch, you just called me out. Well, anyway, they basically big up Triple H and they introduce him. He comes out in his suit, and you're thinking, where the fuck is the belt? It is under his jacket. And he gets out there and he shoots on Roman Reigns and he talks about the WWE being his life, being his everything, is all in his religion. And it's not that he needed to be champ, it's that he wanted to be champ. And I don't know, man. I could go on for days about how I feel about the Royal Rumble spot and him throwing out Roman Reigns and becoming the new WWE Heavyweight Championship as an exec. I just say this: I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I'm not mad at it. I see it as storyline. There's something attached to this, and maybe this will be his final run as an actual WWE in-ring performer. This happens, the last run. We'll see, but I don't mind. Anyone's, bitching, moaning, and complaining about Triple H being the champion, I think you need to pump your brakes and just look at it at the landscape of the sports entertainment business, of what they're doing with the WWE. They are telling a story. Part of that story is Triple H winning that belt. For some reason, maybe you don't agree with it. I guess you'll agree with it. A month now, 2 months from now, you'll get over it. I guess it's knee-jerk reaction to him winning, but nevertheless, there's a storyline going on here. And the payoff is going to be at WrestleMania. He has that belt for a reason. So that's why I don't mind it. It's not going to be something that's just going to oh yeah, so Triple H, he's the champ and he's going to be the champ. No. It's something, I swear to God, that's going to deal with more the story arc of the Authority and what's to happen ultimately with Triple H, what's to happen ultimately with Vince McMahon. And I still think, never mind, who cares? Because it becomes like fantasy booking after that. And the whole thing about this episode here, WWE Raw is work rate, is that for Fastlane, they're going to be observing all the matches tonight, moments ago. And we're going to basically supervise and see who will face Triple H, who will main event Fastlane, when to face Triple H at WrestleMania. So Triple H will be defending without a shadow of a doubt. There's no, will he lose the belt here or there? Nope. He's not even competing in Fastlane. So without a shadow of a doubt, he will be defending the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Ain't that a bitch? Well, anyway, and you have to win whatever main event match they have scheduled for Fastlane. Used to be the Elimination Chamber spot, but nevertheless, Fastlane, road to WrestleMania, y'all. Lazy booking. Lazy as fuck. It's as lazy as John Cena going, hey, I'll just fight Daniel Bryan. Just lazy as fuck. All right? All the fucking workers put their feuds to the side, and they have to be at the mercy of the Authority. You got a feud going on? It doesn't matter. You just wrestle and see if you can actually headline Fastlane for a shot at Triple H for the belt. Cole addresses, after that opening segment that just wouldn't stop, addresses the returning superstar tweet that the WWE posted earlier today. And then they announced that there will be a match between AJ Styles, and Y2J, which is kind of like a dream match. What do you think about it? It's a fantasy match. First match of the night, we get Ziggler versus Owens. And again, this is the beginning of the work rate episode. And this is a great match. But Ziggler keeps going for like high risk moves. I mean, he starts off by kicking him in the face, but he keeps getting on he keeps doing like high risk moves. He fucking burns when he's trying to, I don't know whether he's trying to suplex or he's trying to Frankensteiner Kevin Owens, but he keeps going back up to that fucking buckle while Kevin Owens is sitting on it. And Kevin Owens just finally, takes his leg from underneath him and then hits him with the pop-up powerbomb. So he wins that match. Good match. We get Reigns showing up finally to the arena, and JoJo walks up to him all timid. It's like, oh, Vince McMahon says you're broken, says you're hurt, blah 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 blah, whatever. And Reigns is like, bitch, tell them motherfuckers I'm here, and I won't be leaving until I hear the final announcement. Blah blah blah. We get the Social Outcast. This is actually kind of fun. This is a fun segment. It started off kind of lame, but like it caught on quick because Social Outcast comes out, and I don't know if you've been watching the show, but last year or a couple of years ago, I think it was last year, Heath Slater got knocked out by Flo Rida, so he notices him in the crowd. He goes up to him again, and sit there and don't make me mad is what he says to him. And then Bo invites Flo Rida to the ring. And you think he's about to go in a fight, whatever, but now he enters, and Heath Slater basically challenges Flo Rida to a rap battle. But he's not going to be in the rap battle. Bo Rida will be in the rap battle. And it was awesome. It was so great. You remember like 2 weeks ago I was talking about, maybe it was Raw or SmackDown, I was talking about, the Social Outcasts. They were in a segment where it was so bad that it was bad. You know how some things are so bad that it's awesome? 2 weeks ago, they were so bad that it was like bad, but this was so bad that it was beyond awesome. And you got Bo Rida doing simple soft rhymes, and like just everyone from the Social Outcast just be like, oh, it's just funny as shit. And then he does a Full House rap, like he just sort of mentions Full House, Danny Tanner, or whatever the fuck his name is. And I was laughing. I was giggling the entire time. Good stuff. Then Flo Rida. I'm not a Flo Rida fan at all, but I know he's not a freestyle guy. He's a scripted rapper. He can write raps really fast and he can spit them out. That's all he is. But he goes into his rap, and I'm just like, oh God, I'm almost embarrassed for you, because people are expecting something really like over the top, but I'm like, no, he's not gonna hit you in the head with anything. But he mentions Dudleyville in the last part of his rap, and then the Dudleys come out. And we got the Dudleys versus Bo Rida and Curtis Axel. Flo Rida gets involved, which leads to a 3D. I think there's a part where, who the fuck was it? Heath Slater, I think? Yeah, he tosses Heath Slater into the ring or something. But anyway, he gets involved. Distraction 3D, and they get the victory. It was just a funny little skit. And you get a big, nostalgia pop for the 3D. AJ Styles in the back, still surreal, man. It's funny to see him. I just saw him in fucking Wrestle Kingdom 10, man, in one of the greatest matches this year so far. One of the greatest. I'm not gonna be the best. It's one of the greatest so far. It's still January. But anyway, I just seen him fucking lose to Nakamura. I just seen him get turned on by fucking Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Anderson and the fuck, who cares? And then I'd seen a curtain call on ROH. I mean, we were just watching you, AJ. And then yesterday you in the fucking Royal Rumble, you went like fucking 40 minutes in that son bitch, and now you backstage with Renee Young. Something, man. You're a short dude, by the way. And Y2J shows up, and it's like, yeah, welcome to the WWE. You know, I see you out in the ring, motherfucker. And another fucking amazingly worked match. Old school versus new school. AJ got a lot of offense in. Jericho, the ring general. You know, you can even hear him calling the spot, like in the corner. But it was I couldn't take my eye off of it, because just to see those guys go at it is something I thought I'd never see. And at the same time, I'm so excited for AJ Styles. I'm so excited for this guy. I want to see, because what he does is so different. But hey, now, anyone who's watching the show, he's not going to be wrestling like he does in ROH, okay? He's not going to be wrestling like he does in New Japan, okay? He's going to be working the sports entertainment style of the WWE. Not a dumbing down, but a slowing down. And he didn't go to NXT like I thought. He went straight to the main roster. He would have been a waste down there at NXT. They ain't got enough space down there for him. They got Samoa Joe. They got Baron Corbin. They got Kenta coming back. They still dealing with Sami Zayn. I mean, it's just, and then like Cruz, and they just got no space for him. So just put him on the main roster. The guy's he's just plug and play, man. Just plug and play. Right? It'd have been great to see him down there, I guess, to, you know, the Full Sail people. But, like, hey, this is as much as you're going to get out of his ass down in Florida, all right? He's on the road, you know, and he's going to be putting on some good matches. But I'm just saying, don't start complaining that he's not putting on these matches that he does in New Japan and ROH. He's not supposed to. The big matches, yes. But Raw and SmackDown, not so much. Just prepare for that. That's all I'm saying. But he keeps, you know, just like at the Royal Rumble, he keeps trying to apply the Styles Clash. And here Michael Cole, and by the way, kudos to Michael Cole for introducing him at Royal Rumble. He got it right. And then he's excited about calling AJ, it seems. He's very excited about calling AJ because he gets really amped up. He's going to hit the Styles Clash! But it doesn't end in someone getting decimated. It ends in a cradle, you know, like they're rolling each other up. AJ Styles reverses the cradle and he gets the win. So he doesn't look strong or weak. He doesn't make Jericho look strong or weak by laying him out cold. It looks like they're going to have some more matches between the two. I hope so. The two of them really work well, and I think you can ask for a better person to sort of get him into the WWE rhythm as Jericho. He's a veteran. He knows what the fuck he's doing. But as they go to shake hands, I think AJ Styles is like trying to get, you know, the shake of honor and shit. And Jericho finally gives in, but then he kind of grippins it up and kind of pulls him close. And you can see that, you know, he kind of says something to him under his voice, what have you. I like this. I like this a lot. Lazy booking to move forward, say what they're going to do with their special events, but that little segment itself was pretty badass. We get Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Okay. Charlotte shows up, calls it the DQ. Work rate match. I mean, again, it's Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. They work really well together. They got a lot of time. But Charlotte comes in, calls it the DQ, and takes them both the fuck out. So we know what the deal is now. We're working towards a triple threat. I'm not sure if we're going to be at WrestleMania. I mean, that's pretty far down the road for them to have like this ongoing storyline between the three of them till WrestleMania. I mean, you hear talks about them need to be some sort of triple threat, 4-way, whatever. No. if you're gonna do a triple threat or a fatal four way, just go ahead and get that shit out of the way at Fastlane. If there's gonna be a Divas match, it better be a one-on-one with whoever has the belt, whether it's Sasha Banks, whether it's fucking Becky Lynch, whether it's Charlotte Flair. It better be one of them versus a challenger. And it better be something epic. 3 women, 4 women, like, we don't really necessarily need that because it's going to be already a bunch of fucking triple threats and fatal four ways. This is overload. All right? This is overload. Looks like we're going to get a new tandem. Goldust is in the back. Speaking of Stardust, I got a tweet today saying, from my boy Terrence saying that, it was a tweet from Stardust saying that the gimmick is done, basically. So, Goldust is in the back and he's looking for R-Truth. And he's like, I'm looking for a partner. He's back to stuttering, spasmodic Goldust. And R-Truth is like, oh, whatever floats your boat, whatever toots your horn, I'm married. I'm straight, but if that's what you're into, that's cool, just not me. So he's sitting there, he's totally confused. He's thinking that Goldust is hitting on him. That was another funny spot. I enjoyed this show, by the way. I tuned out here and there. I mean, the main event I tuned out a little bit, but nevertheless, I enjoyed this show. But basically, he thinks he's gay. He's like, oh my God, I didn't mean it that way. Bray Wyatt versus Kane. Ooh. Ugh. This match could have been decent. We've seen it already. I mean, we've seen it enough already. Not the same stakes. Kane is bland, Demon Kane. What kind of Bray Wyatt overkill, I would say. Would you agree? It's kind of Bray Wyatt overkill right now. With him, like, just basically fucking up everything and all this mic time and all this everything. It's just too much Wyatt. Too much Wyatt. But the thing about this match is you got some wrestling cosplay guys. And the one you know about because of the crowd is Macho Man Randy Savage. So you have Randy Savage, right? He stands up, does a curtsy. And security shows up and moves him. And you just hear the boos. So this match doesn't even matter to the Miami crowd. And for good reason. I mean, it is a bathroom break kind of a fucking match. It's not like you can expect a lot of high work rate out of this. You probably get some punches, a lot of punches. But it was all about those guys. It's all about, what we know for now because of the noise is that there's a Randy Savage guy. There's a Savage guy dressed as, there's a guy dressed as Randy Savage. They get moved. He gets moved. The crowd boos. They get the fuck out of this match almost immediately to sort of just get the fuck out of there. Like, why, whatever. We get a distraction. Sister Abigail. The Wyatts earn their money. They're jumping on the apron, which results in a distraction Sister Abigail. And then they pick the bones of Kane. Choke him out. And then they stand over a dead Kane. I mean, remember him and the Undertaker just whooped their ass? Oh, whatever, dude. We finally get to the back, and it's Renee Young, and it's like, oh, who's showing up? Who? The returning superstar. And they open up the door, the limo, and it's The Miz, and we've seen this before. Him trolling, whatever, who's somebody's return. And then a truck pulls up, and it's The Rock. And it's like this super epic fucking segment of just The Rock talking shit. I mean, it was funny. I greatly enjoyed it. Dude, this was such a good show. And he talks to The Miz. He's like, go park The Rock's car. Rick Ross is in the back chilling. He runs up on Big Show, starts rubbing in how he should have won, how Big Show should have won that Royal Rumble that he lost to The Rock to. And The Rock spun it to where it's like, man, if you would have won, you had all these great things that have happened to me happen to you. It was silly. It was silly. He runs up on Lana. And then that's a very interesting discussion where he's like, hey, remember when you came back to my place and all that shit? Rusev rolls up. He's like, oh, you're a lucky dude. She's flexible all as hell. Good spot. Just funny stuff. Pat Patterson's there as he's walking by, and then he gets to the ring. He cuts his promo, blah, blah, blah. He goes off script. He's like, this is the part where we go off script. When you are The Rock, you have the freedom to go off script, okay? Just letting you know. He walks over to the cosplay guys. It's fucking... Who the hell is out there? Hulk Hogan's out there. A couple of other motherfuckers. But then Macho Man Randy Savage is out there. They get their spot. I'd imagine Rock knows what the fuck's going on because those kids should have been at Heart Cam. He probably knows. That's why he gave them their moment to sort of ease up the tension from the fans, possibly. But the New Day comes out, and then they go back and forth, which seems like forever. And then the Usos come out, and they fuck up all the New Day. You get a fucking rock bottom to both Kofi Kingston. No. You get a rock bottom to Big E. I think you get a super kick and a fucking Samoan drop from the Usos to Kofi Kingston. And then Woods catches a spine buster into people's elbow. Super long spot, by the way. I mean, this whole Rock segment had to have been at least 25 minutes. But I enjoyed every minute of it. I imagine people are like, oh, there could have been more matches, but like, woohoo! Everyone's hurt or suck, okay? So, fuck it. That was great. That was great television. That was best for business. I wish there would have been some sort of interplay with Triple H or with the Authority, just to sort of shake the cage a little bit. That would have been fun, but they didn't go there. There was a Divas match, Total Divas match. Who cares? Miz versus Kalisto. Another good high work rate from the Miz and people. My counterpart, Jake from Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, he hates the fucking Miz. I think he's great. I think Miz is great. He's underrated. I mean, granted, he's not fucking, Chris Benoit, like everybody has to be Chris Benoit and some shit. So Eddie Guerrero, he's not, but he's the Miz. He's probably like, again, the most natural heel on the fucking roster. And the guy can work in the ring. It's not like his first rodeo. The guy's been in the business for a very long time. And he can work really well. And he worked really well. And I'm not defending the Miz by any means. I'm not talking to defend the Miz. I'm just saying in general, if he's catching a lot of bad rap, like, just go and watch this match and see. Jake could be like, because it was all Kalisto. It's like, oh, man, get out of here with that crap. And I guarantee you, if you're watching this and you're going to watch Peter Jake Talks Wrestling, I guarantee you we get into an argument about that. I'm going to go like, man, Miz did great because Kalisto. And then I'm just going to be like, man, whatever. But again, a good competitive high work rate match, which contributed to the rest of the show, which ends with a Selena Del Sol. Oh, man. Kalisto, again, a newly crowned 2-time U.S. champ. I thought, never mind. I'll save that for Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, okay? Save that for Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Because I went in on the idea that Kalisto was not going to win that belt back. That taking it away from him for the first time was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. They should have just kept the momentum. They had to take it off of him, then put it back on him. He's still kind of a sucker champ. To me, just because he lost it that first time, I don't know. I don't know. The WWE's weird. They had their mind made up and then they changed their mind. They had their mind made up, they changed their mind. This is a prime example of that. That's all I say about that. But he gets Salida del Sol. Boom. Was that impressive? And then we get to the main event, which is Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, the Ild, back together again. And Sheamus and Rusev. These guys are boring. The lowest point. It's funny that these are your big name guys. They don't feel serious. I mean, you got a motherfucker who just lost their belt to Triple H last night. And then you got two other guys who are just like, whatever. You don't even see them as main eventers no more. Rusev, Sheamus. Sheamus is a multiple world champion. He's won a Royal Rumble. Rusev, he's been put in spots. He had he had a long streak. He was a U.S. champ, like that meant anything. But he beat Cena. I mean, come on. It was a low blow, but whatever. He came into the league on some like what? And now they're just boring. I mean, I like Rusev, but this is all I got down is the spear. Hits a spear on I think that was Rusev, because Rusev's the fall guy, it seems. And then Reigns and Ambrose, testing out their heel abilities, decide to just beat up on Sheamus. They beat him. They beat him fair and square. And then they decide to just beat him up some more. They shove Sheamus into the fucking steel steps, and then they drop Rusev through the fucking announce table. Oh God, whatever, dude. And then, the poor ass booking moving forward this whole night. Hey, impress us. We'll choose whoever the fuck can main event Fastlane to meet my husband at fucking WrestleMania. Oh yeah, Stephanie, after all of that, she just goes, okay. It's gonna be a triple threat match with Ambrose, Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. And then she bounces. She's like, all right, peace. I'm out. So this entire episode, a really amazing episode, right? An amazing episode where everyone puts their differences aside, wants that fucking main event spot in the Fastlane, and they just basically get shitted on by the two last guys in the match in the main event of tonight's show, and the guy who wasn't even there tonight. Hilarious, man. A big fuck you to all the kids, to Dean Ambrose, to Kalisto, you know what I'm saying? To fucking AJ Styles. Just fuck you. All right, guys, fuck you. It's about those two dudes up there and a guy that's not even here. And, I ain't trying to nitpick him. He's still Brock Lesnar, whatever. I still believe that Brock is Brock Lesnar. He didn't need to be in the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to be in fucking Fastlane. He's Brock Lesnar. He's going to be in a high-profile match on WrestleMania regardless. Do you really want to see Brock Lesnar hold the belt, or do you just want to see him in a high-profile match? Make his fantasy matches. Go get some motherfuckers. Make it fun. But it seems like Brock is going to be feuding with Bray Wyatt. But why the fuck are you going to put him in this? Whatever. You're going to make it seem like they got this crazy feud with Bray Wyatt, and now he's basically has waltzed himself into the main event of your next pay-per-view. Just like that. Oh, yeah, Bray. Oh, yeah, that thing. Nah, that's okay. All that shit that happened at the Royal Rumble last night, yeah, whatever. No big deal. No big deal. Goldfish booking. What happened? I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna close it out that way. Fun show, fun podcast. Again, PJTW Central is my Twitter. Subscribe again. Peter's Raw Recap. New Day podcast. That didn't happen. They'll be back next week. Peter Talks Sports. I didn't do one last week. I probably won't do one this week either. Busy Tuesday I got tomorrow, so I won't be able to get to it. Wednesday, Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Friday, Saturday is Peter Talks SmackDown. So, PJTW Central. Again, subscribe if you're on Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. You're on YouTube now. SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Podbean. Add me to your favorites, man. Like, comment, and share. Always share, man. I wish more people would share what I got going on over here. It's pretty fun doing this over here. All I want to do is share my knowledge with the rest of you. So if you can so kindly like and then share, tweet it, put it on your Facebook. Instagram the motherfucker. Even Snapchat it. Hey, I'm checking out Peter Talks, motherfuckers. That'd be awesome. But until then, watch out for those foreign objects. I'm going to get a beer.